Good morning. Today is Sunday, May 5th, 2024. We continue with a Tanya on lesson number 44, chapter 44, our lesson like 72, I think, or something like that. So we got a problem. The person has a problem. We talked about it. And we're asking, how can Tanya help us? We're studying this book, 53 chapters, 44 we already covered. Does it help to restore relationship with our relatives? Does it help to restore our health, financial issues? People ask this question, is it all theoretical? Is it all made up? Who came up with this? So Tanya says this method works, but you have to go through the steps. You have to if you want to get the muscles, you got to go to the gym. It doesn't say, well, I want to reach all this stuff. I want to be wealthy and healthy and good, but I don't want to spend time. I don't want to go to synagogue. I don't want to be involved with community. I don't care to do anything good for my neighbor. It's just me. I live here. I do the best I can. Well, if we do the best we can, and what do we expect? So Tanya comes back to essentially the process of generating this connection with God has this secondary effect, and for most people who live in this world, we feel that's the main world. Everything else, it may be after death. So when you think about humanity, basically in three groups. There are some people who are religious, quote unquote, and believe they have connection with something. That group believes in different extents, some more, some less, some this way, some that way, some this religion, some that religion. But overall, that group of people, I wonder what percentage. I would say maybe a third, maybe half of humanity, of humans on earth, have some connection with something beyond us. Whether you're a Jew, Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, or whatever, you have connection to something. That's what unites us. That's what we concentrate. Then another group of people who says, I don't believe in anything, and they walk around and actively tell people, why do this crazy thing believe this nonsense? Well, that's unfortunately a group I think it's not very nice, because if you don't believe, well, you don't believe, but to go ahead and point fingers to somebody else and criticize them for not doing this, taking away them from something that they appreciate, love, and honor, probably inappropriate. I think it's inappropriate. I think that group is relatively small, maybe a percentage or two of humanity. And then the bulk in between, kind of in the middle, don't necessarily have any connection with something above. Or they have connection, just don't want to dwell on it. But if there's a shipwreck in the middle of the ocean, after 3 days in a boat, these people will probably pray quite as eagerly as anybody else would. So the method to approach the higher powers is important for most people. It's important for everybody, but it's more doable for most people who express their will, exercise their free choice to do that. So we discuss about now the 4 levels of elevation, if you will. The divine light comes to this world through approximately those 4 levels. First, the Ein Sof, divine light, gets filtered through the world of Atzilut. In which point it's still pre-thought, pre-words, pre-speech, and pre-action. That world when you just feel the connection. Analogy I'm making, like the father standing or the mother standing by the crib of the newborn and looking at the baby and just feel the connection without thought, without verbalizing, without doing anything, just looking and feeling and being one with the child that was just born. Just like the child was inside the mother during pregnancy, even though the child is outside, it's still part of the mother. It has been part of the mother, it is part of the mother, and it will be part of the mother, no matter what the child do. That connection goes on the world of Atzilut. Then the light filters down to the world of, next word after that, Beriah. On Beriah now the Chokhmah and Bina kick in, Bina kicks in, becomes more actionable. That's a world of, the first world, Atzilut, is emanation. Next one, the world of creation, Beriah. Then next filter down the world of Yetzira. You probably know Sefer Yetzira that Abraham wrote. Sefer Yetzira, the world of creation. It was emanation, creation, formation. That's the world of Yetzira, formation. Form something. Like you're baking bread, baking challah. First you think, I had to bake challah, Atzilut. Then you start making ingredients together. That's the Beriah. Then you start forming it into a form and put it in an oven. That's the world of Yetzira. And then you eat the challah. And then the world of actionability. That's the world of present world. Assiya, the action. Those four worlds. Tanya said the highest world, the greatest love. Okay, Tanya goes through a process. First, you have to go to the synagogue. First, you have to do something. You have to help the old lady cross the street. Action. That action comes from your mind. That action then triggers very quickly the love. It's called the worldly love. That you now understand God is everything. I'm one with God. God cares for me. I have close connection for me with God. And God is God. Then, after that, the next level is not attainable by your efforts. Then it just clicks it as a reward, as a gift, and at the highest love. And the Tanya actually goes through what we know as our prayers. That world is, the first world is like Tanya talks about the first world, the first step, like a flaming torch. Once you start going to the synagogue, once you start taking classes, once you do something for the community, then your heart is burning with love. You're very patient about it. By the way, many people going through this process go overboard a little bit. They want to make everybody religious, everybody holier than thou, as you say. But they are driven by that sincere desire. I feel connection with God. The next level God gives you a little bit later, that's the higher love, the highest love. That's calm, that's quiet. That doesn't have the passion of the torch. And Tanya's saying, people asking, why can I just jump all the way to this level, become unity with God? Tanya says you cannot do that. You cannot go through. You have to go through a flaming torch motions. And Tanya make an analogy in our Shabbat prayers. On one of the prayers, look up in the prayer book. It says there's a connection to the voice of God. It's a prayer right before we're going into Shema Israel, and the voice of God and the sound. And there's no sound. I will tell you in Hebrew, but since you're listening in English, I'll say in English, there's no sound, there's no words. There's no words. That speech is unheard, unlistened. It just communicates to you through your pre-thought process. That's a higher level of love. More calmer. And there's people who are usually very balanced, very good, very involved with the communities. They're usually not very loud and verbose and very argumentative and try to prove you something. That how wrong you're politically, how wrong you're religiously. They are very religiously, on the extreme right. You say, how come everybody doesn't go to the synagogue? How come? These people, when you go to that level, they are not critical. They look only on good in you. Not in a portion that is not so good. And we all have that. I have my set of warts. Everybody else does. So these people, when you get to this level, you get calmness. You went through the hurricane. You went through the storm. You went through tsunami. And now you have earned the peace. So, again, the higher, greater, and by the way, when you elevate yourself first, begin to go to this worldly love, you jump from a level of Assiya, from action, into the world of Beriah, over the world of Yetzira. On the level of Yetzira, second level up, are the angels. They're always on this world. Not lower, not higher. That's where they are. They cannot get higher. They have no will. They have no freedom of will. You do. So you skip over from Assiya to Beriah. And on Beriah, they have this passionate love, worldly love, above the angels. You rationalize. It came from your mind, not just in your heart. We always say, follow your heart. Skywalker, follow your heart. Well, Judaism is not that. Follow your heart, but first be driven by your mind. Your heart must be guided by the mind, not just blind. Well, it feels good. Well, that steak looks good. Let me eat it. Hold on. Maybe it's not good to you. You lose some weight. Oh, it's ice cream. I love this ice cream. Hold on. Too many calories, too much sugar. Maybe you can take it easy this day. So, the highest, the great love, Ahava Rabbah, is pleasurable love, the joy of already being connected to God. It can be earned and will come only as a gift from above. Ahava Rabbah is a consciousness of the world of Atzilut, highest level, which transcends intellect. When a little bit lower, the worldly love, Ahava Olam, is acquired through mindful meditation on how God transcends all worldly pleasures. Ahava Olam is the consciousness of the world of Beriah, okay? The third step before you go Atzilut, the world of intellect. And an even lower one is dormant love, Ahava Mesuteret, a love inherent to the soul, which is inherited at birth, and it's only a brief meditation to awaking. Since it represents an innate emotion, its conscience is the world of Yetzira, the world of emotion. Yetzira is still more than Assiya, more than action. So, every Jew, and every human being for that matter, of course Tanya concentrates on Jews, but it applies to the whole humanity. You cannot simply do nothing, all of a sudden say, well, like you're going to the gym, say, I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to start lifting this 200 kilograms, 400 pounds weight without any preparation. That you can achieve, but you will get this ability to lift this 400 kilograms, whatever that weight is, after you first start coming in and exercising, going to the smaller push-ups and sit-ups, and then after doing that mindfully, then you'll become attracted to that. You start going to the gym every other day and exercise and do it, and you enjoy it, and you know it's good for you. They do it one for you. Enjoy it. You start telling everybody, I'm going to the gym. I have these exercises. Look how my muscles get firmer. I feel good. That is where it will kick in, and all of a sudden you can start lifting 400 kilograms weight. I'm not advocating weightlifting, by the way. I don't think actually it's healthy, personally. Many of you probably disagree. I don't think it's good. But just as an analogy, that's lifting the spiritual weights. You can reach to that point, the world of Atzilut, the highest world, not Ein Sof, not the infinite light, but quite to the world of Atzilut. So with that, we'll have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow more on that.